Hello, thank you for joining me once again on Basic Universal Statisticals. On today's video tutorial, I shall be looking at how to estimate and interpret independent sample t-tests using SPSS. Okay, basically how to estimate and interpret independent sample t-tests using SPSS. Okay, going straight here, we want to explain the meaning of independent sample t-test. This test is applied when we want to determine whether significant difference exists between two different groups on a given dependent variable. Suppose we have these two hypotheses to be tested in the course of this particular video. And the first here is there is no significant difference in performance between male-owned and female-owned SMEs. And the second hypothesis here is there is no significant difference in performance between Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa Ijaw employees. What do we need? We need two variables for each hypothesis. That is one dependent variable and one independent variable for each of the two hypotheses. Here we have one categorical independent variable, females owned SMEs, Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Ijaw. So what it simply means here is that for the first hypothesis, the independent variable here is female owned SMEs, and for the second hypothesis, the independent variable here is Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Ijaw employees. Then we also need one continuous dependent variable, which is SMEs performance and employee performance. For the first hypothesis, the dependent variable here is SMEs performance, and for the second hypothesis, the dependent variable there is employee performance. Okay. Moving forward, we have what we call Levene test for equality of variances. This particular Levene test comes together with the output or result of the independent sample t-test. And what does this Levene test mean? The Levene test for equality of variances is used most often to select independent sample t-test statistic. It tells you if the two groups, that is male and female owned SMEs group or Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa Ijaw group, have approximately equal variance on the dependent variable, which is SMEs performance or employee performance. The first section of the independent sample t-test output box in SPSS gives you the result of the Levene's test for equality of variances. The outcome of this test determines which of the t-values that SPSS provides is the correct one for you to use. The null hypothesis for the Levene test is the variances for the two groups, male and female owned SMEs group or Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa group, are the same. That is, the variance of male-owned SME group is not significantly different from the variance of female-owned SME group, or the variance of Igbo, Yoruba group is not significantly different from the variance of Hausa Ijaw group. Thus, if a significance value of the Levene test is larger than 0.05, accept the null hypothesis, and as such, you should use the first line in the t-test table, which refers to equal variances assumed. Okay. Then we'll have the alternative hypothesis for the Levene test, which is the variances for the two groups, that is male and female owned SMEs or Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa Ijaw group, are not the same. That is, the variance of male owned SMEs group is significantly different from the variance of female owned SMEs group, or the variance of Igbo, Yoruba group is significantly different from the variance of Hausa Ijaw group. Thus, if the significant level is equal to or less than 0.05, reject the null hypothesis, and as such, you should use the information in the second line of the t-test table, which refers to equal variances not assumed. Okay, so with this explanation, we shall be going straight to the hands-on on SPSS to conduct the independent sample t-test for these two hypotheses as we have here. Okay, now moving straight to the SPSS page, we have our SPSS page here. We have under name, we have serial number, gender, SMEs, ethnic, and employees. Okay, and the decimals here we assign it to be 0. We adjusted it to be 0. So under label here we have SN, which is the serial number. We explained the short form of these names here. Remember, under name you make it as short as possible. Then the detailed explanation will be captured under label here. So for gender we have male owned SMEs and female owned SMEs. Then for SMEs we have SMEs performance. For ethnicity we have Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa Ijaw. For employees, we have employees performance. Now, what are the codes to assign to this particular label here? You click under these values here. Let's start with the first one here. You click these three dotted lines for this box to come up. Now, we've assigned 1 for male-owned SMEs and we've assigned 2 for female-owned SMEs. What it simply means that wherever I see 1, we know that it's for male-owned SMEs. Wherever I see 2, I know it's for female-owned SMEs for this particular variable. Okay, for this particular variable. Remember, these figures we are choosing arbitrarily. You can decide to have used maybe 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, whichever one. But in this case, we decided to use 1 and 2, 1 for male owned and 2 for female owned. Okay, this is what we call coding. We've coded these particular responses here. Then click OK. For the SME performance, you click this three dotted line. for this box to come up, click this box. Then we've assigned 1 for neutral, 2 for strongly disagree, 3 for disagree, 4 for agree, 5 for strongly agree, as you can see here. Okay, for assigned codes for this particular responses here. Now for Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa Ijaw group, we click this 3 dotted line for this box to come up too. We've assigned 1 for Igbo, Yoruba group. We've assigned 2 for Hausa Ijaw group. Alright, so for the people that chose Igbo, Yoruba group, we've assigned them to be 1. And for the people that falls under Hausa Ijaw group, we've assigned it to be 2, as you can see here. And lastly, for employee performance, you click this dotted box too. For this box to come up, we've assigned 1 for neutral, 2 for strongly disagree, 3 for disagree, 4 for agree, 5 for strongly agree, as you can see here. Alright, all these are called codings, okay, and all of those, as you can see them here in detail. Now under data view, we have the assigned values for each of our responses, as you can see here. Here we have respondent 1 up to respondent 28, meaning that I'm dealing with 28 samples. Okay, our sample size here is 28, as you can see. We can decide to click this button here to see the codes were assigned, or the label were assigned to those codes, as you can see them here in detail. All right, as you can see here, in detail. If you click this button, it takes you back to the codes you assigned to those particular labels. Now if you click this variable view, you go back to a variable view page here, which we have started from. Okay, as you can see. Now for us to perform an independent sample t-test for each of our hypotheses, simply click analyze. Okay, go to compared means, select independent sample t-test. Okay, click it once. Now under test variable here, your dependent variable appears here, whereas under grouping variable, your independent variable appears here. Now for the first hypothesis, the dependent variable there is SME's performance, so I'll click this to highlight and click this arrow to move it to under this test variable, which is the dependent variable. Then for the independent variables, male-owned SMEs and female-owned SMEs, which is gender, you click to highlight, then click this arrow here to move it to this grouping variables here, which is the independent variable. As you can see, SPSS is asking us, is having a question mark here, asking us what are the codes were assigned to male-owned SMEs and female-owned SMEs. So click this define group. Remember, we'll say wherever we see 1, we know it's male-owned SMEs, and 2 for female-owned SMEs. So here we'll type in 1 and 2, okay, which is the code we gave to male-owned SMEs, and 2 was the code we gave to female-owned SMEs. Okay, as you can see, click continue. Then click these options here. You have confidence interval percentage, which is found here to be at default, which is 95%. So what it simply means is that we have 5% level of significance. Okay, you can adjust this to maybe 90%, which is 10% level of significance, or 99%, which is 1% level of significance. So I will use the default setting here, which is 95 confidence interval percentage, which is 5% level of significance. So simply click continue. Okay, having done all of those, simply click OK. Now once you click OK, this particular result page here appears. Now on this particular result page here, we'll have the first table here, which is group statistics. The group statistics here will have 11 male-owned SMEs, and we'll have 17 female-owned SMEs. The total of this gives us 28, as you can see here, meaning 28 sample size. Then the mean value here, which is 2.45, simply means mean value of male-owned SMEs performance. Okay, this 2.5 simply means the male-owned SMEs performance, as you can see here. Then for female-owned SME performance, the value here is 3.47. Okay, the mean value of female-owned SME performance here is 3.47. We have the standard deviation and also have the standard error. Now coming down under this table here, we'll have the independent sample t-test results. As you can see here, the left-hand side of this table here gives the relevant test for equality of variances. As you can see, the F value here is 0.253 and the significant value here is 0.619. Okay, remember that the null hypothesis for this relevant test for the first hypothesis here is that the variance of male-owned SMEs is not significantly different from the variance of female-owned SMEs. Remember that the null hypothesis that the variance of male-owned SMEs is not significantly different from the variance of female-owned SMEs. First is for the relevant test, whereas the alternative hypothesis is that the variance of male-owned SMEs is significantly different from the variance of female-owned SMEs, whereas the null hypothesis is that the variance of male-owned SMEs is not significantly different from the variance of female-owned SMEs. Okay, now if you are choosing the null hypothesis, you use the first row here, and the first row here is equal variances assumed. And if you are selecting the alternative hypothesis, meaning if you are rejecting the null hypothesis, you use the alternative hypothesis, which is the second row here, which is equal variances not assumed, as you can see, which is the second row here. Now looking at this significant value here, you can see it's larger than 0.05. Okay, meaning that we're accepting the null hypothesis for the relevant test. Okay, and what is the null hypothesis? The variance of male-owned SMEs is not significantly different from the variance of female-owned SMEs. So we are using equal variances assumed. So meaning that we're going to use the t-value that falls under this first row here. Okay, and what is the t-value here? The t-value here is minus 2.264, and the degree of freedom here is 26. This 26 simply means when you add the samples, the number of observations here, this plus this, okay, giving us 28 minus 2, we'll have 26. The significant value here is 0.032, as you can see here, 0.032, and the main difference here is when you subtract 2.45 minus 3.47, 2.45 minus 3.47 gives you this mean difference, which is minus 1.016. Now, looking at this significant value for this independent t statistic here, as you can see, the significant value here is 0.032, and it's found to be less than 0.05. What does it mean? It simply means you are rejecting the null hypothesis because it is less than 0.05. We are rejecting the first null hypothesis. And what is the first null hypothesis? The first null hypothesis here is that there is no significant difference in performance between male-owned SMEs and female-owned SMEs. So we are rejecting this null hypothesis. And rejecting this hypothesis simply means there is a significant difference in performance between male-owned SMEs and female-owned SMEs. So it simply means that we are concluding that there is a significant difference in performance between male-owned SMEs and female-owned SMEs, meaning that we are rejecting this null hypothesis. And the reason being that the t-value here was found to be less than 0.05. As you can see, the value here is found to be less than 0.05. So for us to test the second null hypothesis, simply click Analyze. Okay, go back to compare means using independent sample t-test. Select independent sample t-test. Okay, we'll move this out so that we can impute the dependent variable for the second null hypothesis. So remove this, simply highlight, then click this arrow here to move it back to the left hand box here. Then for the independent variable for the first hypothesis, you click this arrow to move it back to the left hand box here. Now for the dependent variable for the second hypothesis is employee performance. Simply click this to highlight. Then click this arrow here to move it to the text variable here, which is the dependent variable for the second null hypothesis. And the independent variable for the second null hypothesis is this, which is ethnicity, where we have Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa Ijaw. Highlight, click to highlight, then click this arrow here to move it to the right hand side. Now, as you can see, this question mark here is appearing again. SPS is asking what are the codes we assigned to Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa Ijaw. Click this define group. Okay, already we have one here for. Remember, we assigned 1 for Igbo Yoruba and we assigned 2 for Hausa Ijaw. And even we assigned 3 and 4 for each of them, would have changed this to 3 and 4. Okay, but because we assigned 1 for Igbo Yoruba and 2 for Hausa Ijaw, we'll leave it as we have here. Okay, we'll have 1 and 2. Then simply click continue. Then click these options. In case we want to change the confidence interval percentage, we are still using 5% level of significance, which is 95% confidence interval percentage. Okay, we'll retain this. Simply click continue. Haven't done that, simply click OK. Now once you click OK, you have your group statistic result appearing first. Now we have 15 respondents falls under Igbo Yoruba group, as you can see here. 15 respondents fall under Igbo Yoruba group, whereas 13 respondents falls under Hausa Ijaw group, as you can see here. 13 respondents. Okay, the total giving us 28. Now the mean value for Igbo Yoruba employee performance is 2.27. and the mean value for Hausa Ijaw employee performance is 1.92, as you can see here. Then we have the standard deviation and the standard error. Now the independent sample t-test will have the 11 tests appearing on the left hand side here. Remember, this test enables us to choose either this row here or this particular row here, okay, to interpret our second hypothesis. Now the F value here is 4.585 and the significant value here is 0.042. Now what is the null hypothesis for this 11 test? The null hypothesis here is that the variances of Igbo Yoruba group is not significantly different from the variance of Hausa Ijaw group. Okay, remember the null hypothesis for this 11 test here is that the variance of Igbo Yoruba group is not significantly different from the variance of Hausa Ijaw group, whereas the alternative hypothesis is that the variance of Igbo Yoruba group is significantly different from the variance of Hausa Ijaw group. Okay, now if you are accepting the null hypothesis, you use equal variances assumed, and if you are rejecting the null hypothesis, you use the equal variances not assumed. Okay, looking at this probability value here, as you can see here, it is less than 0.002. 0.05, meaning that we are rejecting the null hypothesis and accepting the alternative hypothesis. And what is the alternative hypothesis? The variances of Igbo-Yoruba group is significantly different from the variance of Hausa-Ijaw group. So meaning that we are using equal variances, not assumed. Okay, what simply means that the variances of Igbo-Yoruba group is significantly different from the variances of Hausa-Ijaw group. So we are using this particular second rule here, okay, which is equal variances not assumed. That means we are rejecting the null hypothesis for the first rule. So using the second rule here, the t-value here is 0.778. The degree of freedom here is 23.343. And the significant value here is 0.44, as you can see. Now looking at this significant value here, it is greater than 0.05, as you can see here. Now simply means we are rejecting the null, we are accepting the null hypothesis rather. We are accepting the null hypothesis for the second hypothesis because the probability value here is greater than 0.05. So we are accepting the null hypothesis. Now what is the null hypothesis that we are accepting? You go back to SPSS, to your PowerPoint. We'll have the second null hypothesis here, which is there is no significant difference in performance between Igbo-Yoruba and Hausa-Ijaw group. So we are accepting this null hypothesis. And we conclude that there is no significant difference in performance between Igbo-Yoruba and Hausa-Ijaw group. So we are accepting this null hypothesis. And the reason being that probability value here is greater than 0.05. That 0.444 here is greater than 0.05. So basically this is how to estimate and interpret independent sample t-test using SPSS. Okay, if this is the first time of coming to our channel to watch our video, kindly click the subscribe button to get more video updates on analysis. If you have any question, kindly drop it in the comment section or you can send me an email, okay, on my email address. Okay, kindly share this video with friends or academics that might need them for their research or academic purpose. Thank you for watching.